kitchen, what does it mean? I mean, I like to think it's like a sort of a metaphor for life, you know? It's things that you get really excited about, things that you get really interested in, you know? Own it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's your kitchen or your laundry room or, you know, your lawn. Own it and feel good about what it is you're doing and be the best at it and have fun with whatever you're doing. This book, the recipes in this book are simple, approachable recipes that produce restaurant quality food. And, you know, by using these, both of my books, you will be a rock star and own your kitchen, and you will feel the joy that I feel by providing and being the hostess that, you know, I get when I cook. All right, enough church, okay? Let's get into the fun stuff. Although cooking is really fun, and I really do enjoy so very much spreading the word about how fun it is and how delightful it is. And, you know, then there's always something to eat at the end. Some lady told me earlier today that she's like, I think you have issues. You know what? That was a very wise statement. So, yes, chefs do have issues. I've said many times I have more issues than the New York Times. So when we look at rolling things, we just kind of stabilize the whole issue. And so I'm going to cut off one end. When I think of onion cuttery, I think always leave the hairy end on. Okay? Stem end. The stem end, your onions, like most things, have two ends. The stem end that goes up towards the sky and the root end that we call the hairy end. Leave the hairy end on. So it's like this. Cut the stem end off and then look what we have. A stabilized tissue. Well, again, this makes me think of the story of my mother, who I love very much and get along with very well, by the way. So, you know, I was a little bit of a smart ass. That's where I came from. So, you know, like when I started my show, Secrets of a Restaurant Chef, the first season, I did a show about pork chops and brined pork chops. And, so I told the story about, you know, because at Food Network they always want us to tell us a personal story. Tell us a personal story. And I was like, God, this is like therapy. Every recipe I have to do has a story that's attached to my mother. But it's like, you know, like it's my food memories. You know, it's like that's what makes your food memories. So my mother, I grew up eating pork chops because my mother would get pork chops that were like as fat as a piece of paper. Really thin, and cook them for like 45 minutes. And so, as always happened, right? I mean, when you know, a lot of us were growing up, there weren't big fat pork chops. There was the skinny pork chop. And my mother was like, oh, mother, you know, well, that's all there was the skinny pork chops. And I'm like, Mom, you know, like, the thing about pork is that, you know, we all grew up thinking, oh, pork, you know, you have to cook the crap out of it or you're going to get chicken noses. That's where you would get sick from pork. Now, what that came from was not feeding porks a very good diet. And where the bad stuff came from is when pigs would be pork. When pigs would be fed garbage, and there was a lot of rice and mounds. What's going on with me? Rats and mice around garbage, and pigs would eat them. And that's, you know, the parasite that is the trichina. So that also dies at like 145 degrees, which is medium rare. So, you know, now, these days, pigs are fed very luxurious diets. You know, we have very artisanally, beautifully raised pigs. Even commercial pigs are fed very nice things. So they're not having the same diet issue. You know, so you are what you